So as we often do, we'll start on our backs. So we lay on back. Just closing the eyes. Again, I think this is, some people at least think this is like the throwaway part of the class before we get to the real stuff. For me, this is actually the foundation for everything that we're doing. So physically, you can do the yoga practice without getting this foundation, okay? And you can be safe and it will give your body a workout. What makes yoga spiritual is this foundation, for lack of a better way of putting it. So if you're interested in that, and I don't mean spiritual to mean like woo-woo or anything like that, just a deeper, what gives yoga a deeper effect than just a physical workout is this foundation. So we begin just closing the eyes and relaxing the body and just noticing what we feel. And we usually immediately have a reaction. So if you feel very peaceful and calm and your body is free of pain, then you might like that. If you feel anxious, nervous, your body is in pain, there's a strong emotion, then you immediately may label that like, I don't feel good, I don't want this. And that's understandable. And practicing yoga can actually help change that. But on a deeper level, one of the ways that we really change that is first to fully allow and bring into awareness that which we are resisting. And a lot of times we can resist things without even noticing it. So before we do anything, let's just take a moment to relax and feel and notice if there's any resistance, any argument with what is presenting. Even me talking about this, you might find there's something in your mind's like, come on, Doug, like, let's get to the movement. Like, that's what I came here for. I didn't come here to hear you talk. Okay, this is one of the ways that resistance presents. Okay, so again, let's just notice any resistance. Resistance in the body is sensation, resistance to what I'm saying. Okay, so we're just relaxing and noticing and really bringing that into awareness. Yes, I'm resistant. I already wanted to be doing 3 sun salutations. And on the other end, I can't see you, but you might be like sipping tea right now. You might be getting up and petting your dog or doing something else. Again, this is all just resistance. It doesn't make you a bad person, but I just want you to see it for what it is. Like, we just can't be present with certain things like I'm asking you to do right now. So see if you can just put everything aside, all the distractions, all the subtle ways that we resist, and just relax on your back and feel and allow everything, every thought, every emotion, every sensation, just for a moment. See if you can find the space in which it's safe to do that. Because usually we don't allow things because we don't think it's safe to allow them. So if that's anger, oh, if I get angry, bad things are going to happen. Well, then we're not going to allow anger. Okay, pain, certain thoughts, certain emotions. So let's just take a moment. We're just going to allow as much as we feel is safe to allow. Now, if you're feeling a strong sensation in your body, you might find that affects your breathing. So it may feel difficult to take a deep breath in or deep breath out, either or both. So again, I'm just going to invite you to notice if there's any subtle resistance. And you might take a deep breath in and out. Just, how does that feel? Does that feel okay? Does that feel good? Because if we're paying attention, a lot of times when we aren't allowing something, the breath is affected in some way. This is one of the reasons why we use deep breathing in yoga. So we're just noticing again, does the breath allow everything? Can I breathe with whatever is present here? Now, regardless of the answer, in this practice, part of this practice is altering the breath, because sometimes doing that alone can reduce resistance. So we inhale belly, ribs, and chest, and we exhale, we reverse that. And that's called dirga. It's 3-part yogic breathing. Okay, so we're breathing in and out in 3 parts. Now, already you may have felt a difference or a change or a shift, just noticing and allowing if possible, allowing as much as you can allow. Now we're going to add an ocean sound to the breath. Ujjayi, this is called. Soft hissing sound at the back of the throat. Again, you may notice a change or a shift or something different. Okay, we're going to continue that breathing going as best as you can. Again, it may not be perfect. That's okay. Let's bring the right leg in. We'll give it a little squeeze. In yin, we call this the leg cradle. In other styles, this is called Pavana Muktasana. Okay, so we're doing a dynamic Pavana Muktasana. This is also sometimes called Ardha Apanasana. Names to me aren't that important. What's important is that we're doing this. So again, we aren't trying to be still or anything like that. We're moving around a little bit, filling the hip. Okay, and then from there, let's take it a little deeper. We begin to straighten and bend the leg and just feeling the back of the leg. Now, I can't continue that ocean sounding breath and teach at the same time. So you should still be breathing very deeply, rhythmically, slowly, but while you're adding the movement. Now let's take a few moments, and if you can grab the big toe, the foot, behind the knee, whatever. So I'll straighten the leg as much as possible, and I'm just going to pull the leg toward me, and the stretch is back here. Okay, now this other leg could be straight. Mine's straight, but you can bend it. You can lift it up. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing. We're just stretching the back of this thigh. And then we take a few deep breaths, because slow, deep breathing tells the nervous system to relax. Okay, so slow, deep breathing tells the nervous system to relax. So that's what we're doing. We're breathing slow, we're breathing deep, rhythmic, and you might feel some of the tension that lives there beginning to dissolve. Okay, and if not, that's okay. You don't need to force anything. We're trying to work with the body. We're not trying to force the body to do anything. We are trying to work with the energies of the body. Okay, let's release that leg and we'll exhale it down to meet the other one. And then we bring the left leg in. And same idea here. We just cradle the leg to start, feeling the hip, feeling the joints and the muscles of the hip, the leg. The back too is affected by this. So you may feel dull, achiness, dullness. You might also feel sharp sensations, various places in the body. Okay, now what we'd like to do is, again, dynamically, rhythmically, begin to stretch the back of that thigh. What do you feel? This one is more cranky than the other one. for lack of a better way of putting it. So I'm feeling more sensation here. So again, as I straighten and bend, one of the things that can happen is that crankiness goes away. Again, not because I'm forcing it, but just by moving, the crankiness, the sensations begin to dissipate and soften. And then once I've done that, I can do the stillness. Okay, so movement and stillness, they both can have a different effect. So now I'm holding still and breathing. Again, back here, back of the thigh, hamstrings. Now in traditional yoga, these correspond with energetic channels, okay? So just be aware of that. In the West, it's fine. We can just think of anatomy and stretching different muscles, but in the East, these energetic channels, when we open them, they allow our body to be healthy. If they are blocked, if there's a lot of tension there, then I'm not going to be as healthy or as happy as I could be. So a few deep breaths help tell the nervous system to relax the tension. And then I can release and exhale that leg down. Good. Okay, now let's bring both legs in. Give them a little squeeze. And as we've been doing recently, we'll do a little bit of core here, a little bit of abdominal core strengthening, okay? Very simple, hands under the hips, palms down. Extend the legs up, and if there's pain in my back, the way to deal with that is you just keep bending those legs until that pain goes away. Okay, so hopefully you won't have to bend them much, but you might, just depending on the condition of your back, okay? Otherwise, the legs are straight. I lift my head and neck. Take a nice deep breath, gradually lower the legs, and just before they touch, draw them in and extend them up. Okay, now if you want to work a little harder, then you keep the legs straight and inhale them back up, very controlled. Notice that the exhale, the lowering, is just as long as the raising back up. Okay, what do I mean? Most people do this. They lower very slowly, and then they do this. Okay, so see if you're going to keep those legs straight, see if you can lift back up just as slowly as you put them down. Good. Now next time, let's exhale. We'll lower about a third of the way down, and let's take a breath or two there. And then we'll lower about a third more. Take a breath. And then we come just above the ground, hovering, and we take a breath. Good. Inhale the legs up and exhale up to seated. Beautiful. Okay, transitioning to a tabletop position. Let's do a few cat-cows. So inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head up. Exhale, tuck tailbone, round the back, crown of the head down. So do a few back and forth, but also do some side to sides. Okay, just try and get into your torso. Do some free form movement here. Give everything a good stretch. So I can feel some tightness in my sides. I'm trying to get into that a bit. Good. When you're done with that, we tuck those toes, lift those hips, coming into the downward dog. And then downward dog, focusing on the toes, ankles, knees, and hips. Give everything a good stretch. And then when you're finished, come into your full downward dog. So one really powerful thing to notice, again, subtle resistance in the mind, is how long can we hold this before you begin to feel resistant to being in this position. And a very powerful exercise is just to notice why. What is it? So for some, it will be physical fatigue. And again, our brain unconsciously will just say, oh, I don't want to feel that. I can't feel that. I don't like the way that feels. Okay? But it's just physical sensation. It's muscle fatigue. It's actually good for us, generally speaking. If you're healthy, right, if you're not damaged or injured in your shoulders or your hips or your spine, then there's nothing dangerous happening to you as you hold a down dog. It just maybe doesn't feel very good. Another aspect that you can notice is, again, just the mental boredom. Oh, I hate this pose. I don't like this pose. When are we going to do the vinyasas, right? So again, the mind is like a drug addict. It's constantly wanting novelty. It's constantly wanting stimulation. It constantly wants something new and different. My partner was describing to me how she works with children and how she was with the children on Friday and they kept wanting to go to the other dock. And so they would swim or go to the other dock, and then they would be like, well, let's go back to that dock. And she was like, well, what do you think is going to be at that dock that isn't at this dock? Notice how each time we get to one dock, you want to be at the other one, right? Your mind is just telling you that it's better over there. It's better over there. As adults, our minds do this with the future. The next pose will be better. The next class will be better. The next moment will be better. So we are never actually really fully present with this moment, surrendered to it, allowing it fully. So again, doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you unspiritual. Just notice the mechanisms running in the mind. Okay, let's exhale, walk our feet to our hands. We come into ragdoll, right? Probably a great relief, like, oh, thank goodness. That's fine too. We held that for a while. So just gently swaying a bit. You can nod or shake the head, bend the knees, just everything nice and loose. Okay, and then from there, we inhale and roll up to standing. Beautiful. Okay, we will now do a few sun salutations, a little bit more dynamic, active movement. So let's inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to the half lift and exhale, top of the push-up. Take a deep breath in, drop those knees, exhale halfway down, and then exhale the rest of the way down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale back down, press back tabletop, and then downward dog. So now your mind might be saying, oh, we're going too fast. So again, notice how many of us have this very narrow comfort zone where everything is exactly how we want it. Otherwise, people on the highway, those that are going slower than you are going too slow. They're grandpa. Those going faster than you are maniacs. They're insane. And you're going the perfect speed, right? Okay, let's inhale to the toes. We exhale front edge of the mat. Inhale up to standing back bend. And then we grab the right wrist and we exhale to our side stretch. Inhale through center and exhale other side. Inhale center and exhale forward fold. Inhale half lift and again step to the top of a push-up. Knees up or down, your choice. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, straighten arms and legs for up dog. And then exhale, pull the hips or the feet in, hips up and back for the down dog. And let's take a breath. Okay, one more. Inhale to those toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. We inhale up to standing back bend. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, chair pose. So again, this is a great posture to explore resistance, okay, as it comes up. Again, just because I feel a strong physical sensation does not mean I need to resist it. And I think what you'll find if you explore your experience is resisting it actually makes it worse. Actually makes it worse. And they've done studies on pain and they've shown this scientifically. Resisting pain actually makes pain worse, not better. Worse. Okay, so if it works, great. If resistance works, great. But it doesn't. Now you're like, okay, well I can just come out of this at any time. Sure. But there will be situations in life, like I lost my father a couple of years ago. I can't just, oh, well now my father's back. Right? So that emotional pain and difficulty isn't something I can just get out of. I have to learn to allow the grief and the sadness, right? So that's what this can teach us, how to allow. All right, let's inhale, standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And if you're able, exhale right to the bottom of a push-up. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, push up on your way back to the downward facing dog. Okay, beautiful. Feet touching. Let's inhale the right leg up and back. And as we exhale, we make circles with that knee. So big circles in the air, okay? So we do a few in one direction. We do a few in the opposite direction, okay? Good. And then from there, I'll exhale and lunge, and I'll inhale to this position, low lunge, Vinyasa. Okay, so the front of the left hip is being stretched. The hips are forward and down. The arms are up and back. Good. Take a deep breath and exhale. Bottom of the push-up, making your way to down dog. I will skip the push-ups because I will run out of breath. I won't be able to talk and teach. Okay. So side two, feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, make some circles. Keep the knee bent as you do this. Okay, just make some big fat circles in the air and do a few in each direction. Okay. Good. And then exhale, lunge, and inhale to, this is called Vinyasa or low lunge. You feel it right here at the front of the hip. Don't think that this is the same. It might be very similar, but try and get those arms up and back. Notice how they can actually accentuate the stretch. Good. Let's exhale, bottom of the push-up, and we make our way back to downward facing dog. Okay, from our down dog, let's inhale toes. We exhale front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, and exhale, hands to the sides. Okay, this is called Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So feet together, shift weight to your left foot, bend the right knee. Okay, and then this is stage one. Okay, the left hand is on your hip, so this is fine. Okay, if you want to go a step further, you hold behind and straighten some. Okay, and if you would like to go to the full expression, you grab the big toe and you straighten the leg out. Notice my back is nice and straight. Okay, I'm lifting that leg up. I'm stretching the back of my leg, that area we stretched earlier, hamstrings, not my back. It's not going into my back. It's going into my hamstrings. To release, I keep the leg lifted, inhale the arm up, and exhale the leg down. Okay, same thing on the other side. This is Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Here, 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 or here. Good. Keep the leg lifted, inhale the arm up, and exhale the leg down. Beautiful. Okay, inhale, standing back bend, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up. Let's make our way to downward facing dog. Okay, from the down dog, let's bring our feet to touch. We're going to inhale, right leg up and back. That is three-legged dog pose. Foot flexes, toes, knee, and hip point straight down. Leg is straight and lifted without lifting the hip. Look how much higher the leg goes when I lift the hip. So hip is down, okay? Good. From there, we take a nice deep breath. We exhale and come into our low lunge. And then we inhale up into Anjani Asana. Good. Let's exhale those hands down. We inhale that leg up and back. Let's repeat. We exhale, lunge. Inhale to the low lunge. Exhale those hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. And one more time. Exhale, lunge. Inhale to low lunge. And then this time, exhale. Rock those hips back over the knee. If you need to, take this leg out a little further, straighten it, and you should feel stretch back here. Okay? And then we're just folding over that leg and breathing. These are our hamstrings. Again, we're stretching them out. Good. This inhale, we come forward to the low lunge, Anjani Asana. Exhale those hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. And then again from there, you can Vinyasa, right? Okay, side two, feet touch. Inhale, left leg, three-legged dog pose. Good. Exhale and lunge. Inhale to the low lunge. Exhale the hands down and just inhale the leg up and back. Good. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale the hands down, inhale the leg up and back. One more time, exhale, lunge. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, Ardha Trikonasana, half triangle, okay? Good. We inhale back to our low lunge. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. And then again, you can Vinyasa from there. Okay, let's inhale toes. We'll exhale front edge of the mat. Let's inhale up to our standing back bend. We exhale hands to the hips. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, second variation. Okay, so here, why don't I mirror you here? We shift weight to the left foot, bend the right knee. And again, this can be done with the knee bent, which would look like that. Okay, so tight hamstrings, injury, this might be your pose today. Nothing wrong with this, lots of benefit from this, okay? So again, it's not like, oh, for those who are pathetic or weak or not advanced, that's what you do. This just might be where you are. Nothing wrong with it at all, okay? And then, if you want to go a little further, it doesn't make you better if you go further. It looks like this, okay? So the reason you might go further is you're looking for an edge. You're looking for a little bit of challenge. You don't want it to be too easy. You want to learn to relax, but you want to learn to relax with the challenge, okay? So find an edge. All right, second side, same thing, right? Shift weight over to the right foot. We bend that left knee. And again, if this is challenging, what would this look like if this were challenging? It'd look like this, which some people have. They just have problems standing on one leg, okay? Or maybe you have pain, right? And so you're like, ooh, that I have an injury in my knee. This is really sensitive. Well, then, okay, then you're just trying to manage that, okay? But if this is kind of boring, you're kind of like, yeah, you know, I could do this all day long, but you're afraid that this is going to be sloppy, right? This is going to cause this whole thing. Then I recommend trying that. Let it be sloppy. Let it be a little out of control, a little out of control, a little out of the comfort zone, the control zone, a little bit out of that. That's what we're looking for, okay? Okay, release that. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. And we make our way to downward dog. Okay, from down dog, inhale toes. No, sorry, let's bring our feet to touch. Let's inhale that right leg up and back, okay? And then we'll exhale that foot between the hands. Let's bring both hands inside of that leg, okay? And then from here, what we'd like to do is take that leg, bring it over our shoulder, okay? Or actually just drop down to the elbows. Sorry, I was jumping ahead. So we drop down like a really low lunge. Again, this is usually called a lizard. So I rock my hips into it. And what I'm looking for is some resistance between the torso dropping and the leg. So depending on your physique, you may get more or less of that. Left knee can be up or down. That's not too important for me. Okay, so you decide. So I'm definitely feeling the resistance. And so I'll take a few breaths. I actually feel it in my left hip as well, the front of the left hip and the inside of the right thigh. Okay, so that's where I'm experiencing the tension between my leg and my pelvis or torso. That's what this posture is designed to reveal. Okay, from there, I return my hands to the ground. I inhale that leg up and back. And again, I exhale and lunge. Inhale to a low lunge. Exhale to a half triangle. Okay, so hopefully you can do that easily. Inhale to low lunge. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Good, let's repeat that. So we exhale lunge. Inhale low lunge. Exhale half triangle. Inhale low lunge again. Exhale the hands down. And then three-legged dog. And then one more time. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch the back of the right thigh. Good. Inhale back up. And then this time, exhale those hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. and inhale to a high lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Okay, so we're in a high lunge here. Okay, so front foot and knee point straight ahead. The knee lunges over the heel. That thigh approaching parallel. Left hip forward, right hip back. That heel pressing toward the ground. That leg straight, arms straight up and back. Breath deep, rhythmic and slow. I don't know if you can see in the camera. I am covered in sweat. Okay, very good for my health to sweat like this a few times a week at least. Okay, so breathing with this. Then we exhale, hands down, and bottom of the push-up. And again, I will skip because I'm talking and I will run out of breath. I'm not doing the yogic breathing like you should be, okay? Okay, so side two, feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lizard. Okay, so we're coming down. And again, I want to drop down into it until I begin to feel that resistance between the leg and the torso. How is that not free to move? So on this side, I'm not feeling my right hip as much. I'm feeling the left leg much more. And that makes sense because I've been dealing with a little bit of crankiness on that side. I don't know if it's an injury or something is stuck. But, you know, I'm working my way through it with my practices, with my massage therapist. I'll go see my physical therapist if I need to. All right, from there, we inhale that leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, low lunge. So just as at the beginning, we want to flow. We want some dynamic movement. This helps us get to our true edge of flexibility. So that's what we're doing here. Exhale through, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale down, inhale leg up and back. Good, one more time through that whole thing. Inhaling up, exhaling back, inhaling up, exhale down, and inhale, lift that leg. Now this time, exhale, don't drop the back knee, and inhale to a high lunge, a crescent lunge. So this just tends to be like low lunge, but more intense. So see if you can find that. If it's not more intense than the low lunge, then you may be doing something wrong in the sense that it isn't working the way it's supposed to. Not wrong as in, again, you're a bad person or you're evil or you're unspiritual. Wrong in the sense that the pose is supposed to be a little more intense than the low lunge. Can you find that here? Could also mean you've got an injury or a very unique body. All of those are possibilities. Good, let's exhale down. We make our way back to downward dog. Okay, let's take a look at Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, third variation. Inhale to those toes, we exhale front edge of the mat. Inhale up to standing back bend, and we exhale those hands to the sides. Okay, so this one we add a twist literally. Again, if I do not have flexibility in the hamstrings, I don't need to try and change that today. I don't need to feel bad. The variation I do looks like this. Okay, very simple. That lets the hamstrings remain relaxed. If I, again, if that's too easy, then the way that I can take it a little further is I grab the outer edge of the foot with the opposite arm. Okay, so left arm, right foot, inhale, stand up tall, and then exhale, I come into this position here. Good, inhale back to center. Exhale, release. Ah, feels good to release that, doesn't it? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Tension, release. When we listen to music, we like music with tension and release. When we watch a drama, tension and release, right? Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy and girl get together again. Tension and release. This is just the way that it is. So tension, we come into our pose, and again, there's no tension if it's too easy. If I'm, so easy. Well, let's find a little bit of edge. That's going to be different for everybody. Even though there's tension, can I relax with the tension? It sounds like a contradiction in terms. It is not. Psychologically, can I relax with the tension? Good. Inhale back and exhale, release. All right. Next, inhale, arms up, touch palms of the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to the downward facing dog. All right. From here, from our downward dog, let's go ahead and bring our feet to touch. We inhale the right leg up and back. And as we exhale, we lunge. And then from there, let's bring our leg over our arm. Both hands to the ground, look up, and then try lifting that right heel. So if you can, straighten the right leg. You can see mine's not straight. That's because I can't, right? I just can't. That's okay. Doesn't make me a bad yoga teacher. Doesn't make me a bad person. Just this is as far as I can go. That's it, okay? So do your best. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale and lunge. We inhale to low lunge. Good. We exhale to half triangle. Inhale to low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale to lunge again. Inhale to a high lunge. Good. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale to a low lunge. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, hands down. And inhale the leg up and back. Again, exhale, lunge. And inhale, high lunge. One more time through the whole thing. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale the torso up. Exhale the hips back. Inhale the torso up. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale to high lunge. Now, see if you can hold your body in this position and then exhale, Virabhadrasana 3. Another balanced posture. The back leg parallel with the ground, arms parallel with the ground, torso parallel with the ground, left hip down, left leg lifted, reaching fingertips away from the left heel. Notice the foot is flexed. It's not pointed, it's flexed. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. So the whole time I was holding that, my body was trembling. Now your body may have been trembling as well, and you might have come out of the pose because of the trembling. So again, we might have the thought, my body is trembling, I need to stop. Is it true? What would actually happen if we just let our body tremble for a bit? Are we so sure that it's a bad thing? Okay, other side. Feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. And then again, I see if I can lift that heel off the ground, maybe just a bit. And even if it doesn't lift, just trying to lift it will create new neural pathways. Because chances are, if you've never lifted it, you've not tried to do that. So there's no pathway there in your brain. Okay, so we're creating one. Okay, let's inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Again, exhale, lunge. Oh, lunge, and then inhale, high lunge, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale the hands down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, torso up. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, torso up. And exhale, hands down. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, back down. Good. One more time through the whole thing. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, torso up. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, torso up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, leg up and back. So it's your left leg. Exhale, lunge it. And then inhale, crescent lunge. From there, exhale, warrior three. Okay, so I'm running out of room here, so I'm just going to step back. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Let's make our way to the downward dog. Quite the workout, right? Okay. From there, let's come to a squat, and we'll take a look at a pose called Ekapada Bakasana, second variation. Okay? Of the two Ekapada Bakasanas, which means one-legged crow, this is the easier of the two. Now, I know a lot of people from experience, I've been doing this a long time. A lot of people, the minute they hear arm balance, they immediately say, I can't. Okay, so if that's coming up for you, see if you can put that aside. Other people's like, I don't want to, right? So if that's the case, notice why. Why not? What do you think is going to happen trying to do the arm balance? Oh, I'm going to hurt myself. Oh, I'm too old for this. Oh, I'm injured. I'm too weak. I'm new to yoga, whatever it is. So what I'm going to try and do is break this down just one step at a time. Okay, so we can make it really, really simple and basic. And we've already done most of these moves in one form or another. So we're just putting things together in a unique way, in a challenging way. Again, we're trying to get out of the control zone and the comfort zone. So again, I can't, I won't is another form of control, right? Oh, I just arm balance? No, I can't. So just control. All right. So we've already done this, right? So this is an important part of this move, is hooking the leg over the arm. Okay, so that's the first thing you'll do. Notice how much higher I am here than the first time we did it. So feel free to just like fold over and see if you can take that leg over your arm or shoulder a little bit. Okay, so again, even just doing that may create new neural pathways and stretch muscles and work muscles in a new, unique way. Okay, so that's already good. Already good. We haven't even balanced on our arms yet. Okay, so that's first thing. Now the other leg, the left leg, I'm going to turn here. What we would like to do is take it and put it on the back of the arm like this. Okay, and eventually I'd like to get so I can lift that leg up like that. Okay, so maybe you try that, just like this. Come into a lunge, try. And what you're looking for is the arm collapsing, right? The minute that you put weight on it, it collapses. That may mean you need to strengthen this arm a little bit more, and that's fine. Many people don't have that strength when they first start, but doing the push-ups in this class, things like that will help strengthen. Okay, but if there's no collapsing, you probably have the strength to do this. So the way this works is I take, I'm not mirroring you, just FYI. So this is my right leg. I take that over the shoulder. I take the left shin, back of my arm, drop my hips, lift my gaze, and hopefully you can see. I'm gonna lift this leg and then lift my left toes. You may not be able to see it, my toes are off the ground. Both of my legs are off the ground. And I'm just balancing on my hands. And that's why it's called an arm balance. So the vestibular system, the inner ear, I'm working that. I can't balance without that. Doesn't matter if I'm talking about my feet or my hands. So flexibility, yes, you need that. Strength, yes, you need that. Coordination, inner ear, you need that. So again, this is where we're putting all of those things together into this posture. This isn't to show off. It's not to impress anybody. It's not even so that we can feel like, oh, wow, look at what I can do. You know, my family can't do that and I can. Let's look at the other side. Okay, so same thing. We've stretched this out a lot today. Okay, so that was the point of that. Let's see, we can open up that leg. And then we take the right shin bone to the arm, drop those hips down, and then looking up, I try and lift both feet up. Okay, and it looks like that. I'll show you from the side so that you can just get another view of it. Now again, what's important is not that I'm able to do it. What's important is that I try to do it. Because just trying creates change. Okay, just making the effort from this angle. Okay, and that's called Ekapada Bakasana, second variation, number 2. Okay, one-legged crow pose, number 2. All right, everybody, great work. Let's unwind a little bit now. Okay, so we'll come onto our back. Let's just rest. Again, I am covered in sweat. My heart is racing. My breath has deepened quite a bit. So all of these are signs of adaptive stress happening in my body, hormetic stress. Do I like feeling this way? Not particularly. Okay, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I'm just not wired that way. I do this because I know how good it is for me. Okay? I'm not one of those people, I'm covered in sweat, and I'm like, yes, this is the best thing ever. All right, being out of breath, it's not my favorite thing. Okay, so keep this in mind. It's not why we do this. We can do this even if we don't like the way it feels. All right, let's bring the legs in. And again, the reason we do it is because it's very good for us over the long term. Short term, I might be sweaty and stinky and uncomfortable. Long term, I get to be 50, 60, 70, 80 and maybe still walking upright and moving and strong and able, doing all the things that I love. All right, let's extend those arms. We're going to drop those knees to the left as we look to the right, and let's release any breathing techniques that you're still hanging on to here. Inhale those knees through center. We exhale them off to the other side. Good. We inhale, knees back through center. Let's grab the soles of those feet now. This is a happy baby. So again, a lot of freedom here to address what you're feeling in your body. This to me feels particularly good today. This feels pretty good. But we're all different, and that's okay. All right, it's okay. You don't have to try and enjoy what I enjoy or do exactly what I do, or anybody else for that matter. Okay, from there, when you're ready, take your time. Let's unwind. Okay, feet are apart, palms are up, head is centered, eyes are closed. Set a timer for 6 minutes is what I recommend. Close your eyes, and for the next 6 minutes, try and allow as much stillness and silence as you can.